Did you know that an estimated 70% of organizational cost reduction and optimization implementations failed to achieve their expected business outcomes? Do you know why? The primary reason was not because the organizational cost reduction plan was ineffective. No. Instead, most organizational cost reduction projects failed because of ineffective change management, leading to increased resistance and low adoption. My name is Obi Iradion, and I am a senior change management consultant. In this video, I will show you the best change management practices for increasing adoption and reducing resistance for your organization's cost reduction and optimization implementation. There are four phases that you should keep in mind. These four phases are based on best change management practices for reducing resistance and implementing change management the right way for an organizational cost reduction. The first phase is to assess readiness. Phase two is what we call design and develop. Phase three is the implement phase, where you implement your change management plan and strategy. And then phase four is what we call the reinforce and sustain phase. Next, I will go over each of these phases in detail, starting with phase one. For phase one, there are some key change readiness analysis that you will have to do to really understand how prepared and ready is my organization for this organizational cost reduction initiative that we are implementing or about to implement. The findings that you identify after conducting your readiness assessments will tell you exactly where your team or yourself should be focusing your change management efforts when rolling out the cost reduction and optimization initiative. Let's do a quick deep dive into these readiness assessments. The first assessment is for you to conduct what we call a cultural and current state assessment. In other words, you're really answering one key question. Is the culture of each group that is impacted by this cost reduction or business optimization, are they ready to accept, embrace, and adopt a new transformational model that involves reduced headcount as well as other cost reductions? You can use survey or focus groups to gather this information. And at the end of this video, I will give you a free readiness survey that you can use to gather cultural receptiveness to change before rolling out your organization's process optimization, cost reduction, or other types of business transformation. The second assessment for your company's cost reduction and optimization initiative is for you to conduct a change impact assessment. As you can see on my screen, I have a free change impact assessment that you can use for your organization's cost reduction efforts. At the end of this video, I will give you this template for free. And as you can see on my screen, this change impact assessment template helps you to gather the departments and divisions that are impacted, the level of impact, number of impacted staff, as well as the current state and also the future states. Okay. The next assessment is to identify, are there current levels of resistance to the cost reduction initiative? I have been doing change management now for almost 20 years, and I have seen time and time again there is a high level of resistance to any organizational optimization or cost reduction initiative. People know or fear that their jobs will be going away. If people are not on the list of headcounts that will be reduced, They will also be fearful that sometime in the near future it is going to be their turn. And so it is very important that you identify the groups that will be impacted the most. These are the groups that normally will be resistant. You want to capture all of your information using this free risk mitigation template that I have on my screen. Document resistance at the individual level, but you can also document resistance at the group level. So rather than entering first name, job title, you can enter sales department, finance department, IT, right? You can go at the department level, not just at the individual level. You also need to map your stakeholders as well as your champions. This is very important for organizational cost reduction initiatives because stakeholder mapping ensures that everyone that will be impacted by the business optimization or the cost reduction program, that everyone is identified and engaged appropriately. You will also want to ensure that you are identifying targeted individuals within each group and meeting with them to gather enablement needs. This is called enablement needs assessments. You are basically identifying how each group prefers to receive change management, how they prefer to receive communications, any training, any engagements, any roadshows, right? So you need to ensure you are gathering preferences because when it comes to organizational cost reduction and optimization, one size does not fit all. You can also deliver a readiness survey to gather awareness, receptiveness to change, knowledge of the cost reduction, and many more. And as I said earlier, at the end of this video, I will give you access to a free standardized readiness survey that you can start using right away. Before we dive into phase two, which is another critical phase, if you need help, if you need someone, or if you have any questions in regards to doing change management for your organization's cost reduction program, you can reach out to me. See the link below. The second phase for delivering change management for your organization's optimization and cost reduction program is the design and develop phase. During this phase, you will be designing and developing your change management strategies as well as your detailed step by step change management plans for how to communicate the cost reduction and optimization, as well as how to enable, support, and engage individuals to ensure that people are accepting, embracing, and adopting the new ways of doing things. Now, in regards to this second phase, you will want to create your key change management strategies. The strategies on my screen cover all angles, all the way from communication and engagement to resistance management and training. I have a free strategic playbook that I'm about to show you, but at the end of this call, I will also give you this playbook for free. This strategic playbook has allowed me to successfully increase user buy-in, receptiveness, and adoption to organizational cost reduction and also optimization projects. Let me quickly go over this playbook with you. When you get into the strategic playbook template, which is in PowerPoint, you will see this cover slide, which is the first slide. You click and then you get to this strategic playbook overview slide. And this slide provides a quick summary of the recommended strategies that you want to consider to help increase change adoption for any project that you might be implementing. As we go through this strategic playbook, I will highlight some key information that you need to know. The first one is when you access and you are using this template playbook, you want to ensure that you include impacted audience. Which groups or personas or job roles will be impacted by your project? You also want to include the level or the severity of impact and ensure that you socialize this slide with stakeholders and also leadership. Your communication strategies, you can leverage the ones that we currently have here on the template, but we recommend that you implement a hybrid communication approach that involves a top-down and a bottom-up approach. What exactly is this? With the top-down, and here is a visual representation, with the top-down, the change and program team are providing communications to leaders and managers and asking them to cascade those communications to end users. For the bottom up, it starts from the bottom. The change and the program team, including the champions, are sending up communications to everyone. That's a bottom up. And so your approach is to use both of them, which is why we call it a hybrid approach. It is very effective to increase change management successes. Within the playbook, you will notice we have also included the channels that you can use to communicate out your change project. This is a template, meaning you have to take this and make changes to it to ensure it matches your project and also your organization. Another strategy included here is the engagement strategy. And here you would notice we propose you do a two-way communication and engagement approach. What is the difference between communication and engagement? Well, engagement really is the interactive component of communicating a change. It involves doing briefings, conducting meetings, doing roadshows, giving people the opportunity to ask questions in real time. So you want to include what we are looking at here on this slide as part of your engagement strategies. And here we are actually providing visual views of the different channels you will want to consider using as part of your strategies for engaging impacted users. So there is a kickoff event, there are roadshows, town halls, focus meetings, and you also have interactive workshops, conduct focus groups, feedback sessions, engage your champions with regular meetings, conduct drop-in support calls, do virtual Q&A sessions, and also have stakeholder roundtables. Now, obviously, it might not be possible for you to do every single one of these, which is fine. The goal is we are presenting you with a portfolio of options. It is up to you to determine which one or two or three or four you have the bandwidth and the capability to implement. Another strategy included here is how to mitigate resistance. You want to apply a proactive and a reactive approach. A proactive approach is identifying where resistance will come from and then developing the plans to ensure it doesn't come up. Reactive is when you identify resistance and then you have to mitigate that. This strategic playbook also includes strategies for engaging with leaders and also sponsors. And you can see here, we have included respective activity types, cadence, how often, and also the purpose. And then there is also strategies for your change champion network, as well as strategies for your training deliverables. Here we've included different strategies to help increase your success. Now, once again, that was a quick overview of the strategic playbook, which is free. And the goal is you take this template and you customize it to match your purpose, your project, and your organization. The next step is to create your step-by-step plans, which includes your engagement, communication, and engagement plans for ensuring that people get the full message in regards to the optimization and also cost reduction, that people are engaged, people feel change is happening with them, not to them. Together, all of your organizational cost reduction plans will help ensure that the program is not just planned, but executed in a structured, measurable way. You will also want to create the communication assets. So you will create invite for conducting kickoff sessions, onboarding sessions, as well as roadshows and enablement sessions. You will want to use emails for providing updates to impacted users, as well as countdown, get ready communications, go live announcements, and post go live communications. You will want to leverage newsletters to maintain momentum and also be able to share success stories. So you can take a screenshot of what I currently have on my screen and leverage that format. Here is the key. The key is consistency. What do I mean by that? You want to ensure that you communicate early, often, and using multiple channels and formats so that messages land across all impacted audiences. So everyone that will be impacted by this cost reduction, you want to ensure you are communicating with everyone to bring them along. You also want to create materials that you will use to onboard, equip, and also engage the change champions that you will be using to help increase buy-in and receptiveness to the organizational cost reduction and optimization. Materials for you to create for your change champions include the onboarding kickoff deck and also change champion toolkit. At the end of this video, I will give you a free onboarding kickoff deck that you can use starting today. In addition, you should also create a leadership engagement deck as well as material to help leaders be prepared to communicate and also reduce resistance. Take a look at the bottom right of my screen. You see where it says Leader Action Roadmap. This is one of the most important things for you to put together. And it really is very simple. You can leverage what you are looking at here on my screen. It is basically a roadmap that you will share with your leaders that clarifies what is expected before, during, and after the business optimization and cost reduction event or program has been implemented. Leaders should have a one-pager that tells them, here's the roadmap, here's what we need from you before, during, and after we roll out this big program. Before we go on, if you are finding value in this video, please give this video a like. It helps me a lot. It also lets me know you found it useful. And you can just do it right now. Just scroll down on this video and just click like. And if you want, you can also subscribe to be kept updated on useful content. Okay, so now we move on to phase 3, which is the implement and manage adoption phase for your organization's optimization and cost reduction program. For this phase, you will want to deliver the targeted communications that you have drafted. You want to do that through email. You want to communicate through town halls, through newsletters, through soundbite videos, as well as having an enablement site where resources are housed. Don't forget, keep messages transparent, consistent, and succinct. The goal really is to ensure that every audience that are impacted by this cost reduction and business optimization initiative, that everyone is getting the right information at the right time through the right channels. You want to, yes, I understand that cost reduction, it's difficult for people to be excited about cost reduction for any organization, but you are still able to build acceptance and excitement about the changes that the cost reduction will bring to people that are remaining, as well as what's the business optimization, the value and the benefits it will bring to people that are remaining. So you want to ensure that you use communication to build excitement, readiness, and sustain adoption. Take a look at my screen once more. You will see these communication plan templates that you can use starting today to start to manage the communications that you send out. It includes sample information, but when you download this free template, you can delete the sample information and enter your information. You also want to launch, manage, and support the individuals, the champions, the change agents who will be supporting your company's cost reduction program. Conduct a kickoff meeting where you go over roles and responsibilities and what it means to be a champion for a company's cost reduction program. Throughout the implementation of the program, you want to ensure you are engaging with these champions because they really will make a difference in increasing the success of your organization's optimization and cost reduction. You also want to ensure you deliver white glove onboarding and coaching to your impacted leaders, helping leaders get a personalized understanding of what's in it for them. What are the benefits of this business optimization? What are the benefits to the organization for reducing costs? Go over what's in it for these leaders. Help them see personally how they are benefited in their day-to-day job functions. I normally use one-on-one sessions, but sometimes I can do group sessions. So keep that in mind. Best practice, when possible, you should do one-on-one sessions with leaders. If it's not possible, then you can do group sessions. I also use a day in the life use case, like you can see on my screen, to help the leader understand during the day, here is how this will benefit you as a leader. In the afternoon, here is how it will benefit you. At the end of the day, here is how these changes will benefit you. So make sure you take that into consideration when onboarding and coaching your leaders. You also want to ensure you manage resistance. You want to do that proactively and reactively. And you can use your champions as well as your leaders to mitigate resistance to your organization's cost reduction efforts, as well as the optimization that your organization is doing. Use this risk mitigation plan that I have on my screen. It's free. You can download it. You can delete the sample data and you can enter your own information. Phase 4 is where we sustain and reinforce the new behaviors for using the new processes as well as functioning post rolling out your company's cost reduction as well as optimization. Now, this particular phase is very, very important because this is where we often see resistance start to creep up because now everything is done, but there is still fear that there might be a next round of cost reduction. And so for this particular phase, you want to ensure you maintain your change network and feedback loops. You want to continue doing office hours and providing support to impacted groups. You want to ensure you're measuring adoption of every business optimization comes with new processes, new policies. So ensure that you are measuring how people are using the new policies and procedures. You also want to ensure you integrate lessons learned. This is very important for future change efforts. And then you also want to ensure that you are recognizing people and reinforcing the change. Now, very quickly, here is a summary of the four-phased approach that I use quite often to deliver effective change management to increase receptiveness and buy-in for companies' cost reduction and optimization. Let me go through this very quickly so you can see everything in one slide. So I normally start by doing the change readiness assessment to really see how ready the organization is for the cost reduction and optimization program. And then during the design and develop phase, I built the change strategies, the change management plans. I create communication assets, engagement assets. I create decks and other resources. The third phase is where I implement the change management strategies and plans. So I deliver communications, I kick off the change champion network, I coach and support leaders. I also provide roadshows, briefing sessions, meetings to get everyone aware of what is going on, what it means for them, how the transform business processes will help them and benefit them. And then I also manage resistance proactively and reactively, and I continue to measure adoption. If you look at my screen at the right section where it says reinforce and sustain, that is the fourth phase where I ensure that I continue to engage with people, I continue to provide support, I continue to leverage champions and leaders to ensure that resistance does not increase. Now, doing change management for any organizational cost reduction or optimization program is not easy. And if you need someone to help you with organizational change management to do a lot of the heavy lifting, you can reach out to me to ensure that you are successful. See the link below. Also below, you will find the link to the readiness assessment survey that I mentioned multiple times during this call. You can download it for free. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. You can also find the link to the many free change management resources that I went over during this video. And you can download all of them for free and start using them to increase user receptiveness to your organization's cost reduction and optimization, as well as ensuring that people are bought into the change. I've also included another link that provides you with step-by-step guide on everything that I have discussed today. And don't forget to like this video, as that lets me know that you have received value from it. You can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss great content like this one.